This message is for you. You are a brave woman who hid her loneliness from the world, yet somehow the people closest to you never truly saw your worth. They saw your smile but not the pain behind it. They heard your laughter but never noticed the silent battles you fought when nobody was around. They admired your strength when it benefited them, but few stopped to ask how much that strength was costing you. I want you to know something today. The fact that you kept going through everything does not make your pain any less real. It does not mean the nights were easy. It does not mean the tears never came. It does not mean your heart was never broken. It simply means you carried burdens that would have crushed many others. And somehow you still found a way to stand. You spent years giving pieces of yourself to people you loved. You offered kindness when you were exhausted. You offered understanding when nobody tried to understand you. You gave loyalty to people who sometimes treated it like an unlimited resource. You kept showing up for others even when no one was showing up for you. The truth is that many people became so used to your strength that they forgot you needed support too. They became so accustomed to your generosity that they stopped appreciating it. They became so familiar with your presence that they forgot how valuable you really were, but your value has never depended on whether they recognized it. A diamond remains a diamond even when it is buried beneath the ground. A star remains a star even when clouds hide its light. And you remain extraordinary even when people fail to acknowledge your worth. There were moments when you questioned yourself. Moments when you wondered whether you were asking for too much. Moments when you felt invisible in rooms full of people. Moments when you convinced yourself that maybe being overlooked was normal. It was never normal. You deserve to be appreciated. You deserve to be respected. You deserve to be loved with the same sincerity that you gave to others. You carried responsibilities that nobody else wanted. You stayed silent to keep peace in situations where others created chaos. You sacrificed your own comfort so that the people around you could feel secure. Yet somehow, instead of gratitude, you were often met with expectations. The stronger you became, the more they expected. The kinder you became, the more they demanded. The more you gave, the more they assumed you would continue giving, and somewhere in the middle of all that, your own needs were pushed aside. I wish you could see yourself the way someone who truly loves you would see you. They would see a woman whose heart has survived disappointment without becoming bitter. They would see a woman whose compassion still exists despite every reason to shut the world out. They would see a woman whose courage is far greater than she realizes. You may not feel brave every day. Sometimes bravery looks different than people imagine. Sometimes bravery is not about making a grand gesture. Sometimes bravery is simply getting out of bed when your heart feels heavy. Sometimes bravery is choosing hope after another disappointment. Sometimes bravery is continuing to believe in love after experiencing heartbreak, and you have done all of those things. You have survived days that nobody knows about. You have endured struggles that never appeared on social media. You have cried tears that nobody witnessed. You have healed wounds that nobody helped you carry. That is courage. That is resilience. That is strength. Never mistake your gentleness for weakness. The strongest women are often the gentlest. They understand pain, so they choose kindness. They understand loneliness, so they choose compassion. They understand rejection, so they choose acceptance. You are one of those women. The world often celebrates loud confidence while overlooking quiet endurance. But quiet endurance is powerful. It is what carried you through every difficult season. It is what helped you keep moving forward when life seemed unfair. It is what transformed your scars into wisdom, and those scars tell a story. They tell the story of a woman who refused to give up. They tell the story of a woman who kept loving despite disappointment. They tell the story of a woman who continued believing despite setbacks. The people who underestimated you saw only a small part of who you are. They saw the surface. They never looked deeply enough to understand the strength hidden within your heart. One day, you will stop measuring yourself through the eyes of people who never truly appreciated you. One day, you will realize that their inability to see your worth was never proof that you lacked value. It was proof that they lacked vision. You are not difficult to love. You are not too much. You are not unworthy. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are a woman whose heart carries beauty, depth, wisdom, and strength. You are a woman who has overcome more than most people will ever know. You are a woman whose story is still being written, and the next chapters of your life do not have to look like the previous ones. You do not have to keep proving yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You do not have to chase validation from those who never intended to give it. You do not have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You do not have to apologize for the light you carry. The world needs that light. Someone out there needs the kindness that comes naturally to you. Someone out there will appreciate the loyalty you give so freely. Someone out there will recognize the value that others overlooked. Until that day comes, I hope you remember something important. Your worth is not determined by who stayed. Your worth is not determined by who left. Your worth is not determined by who appreciated you. Your worth is not determined by who ignored you. Your worth comes from who you are, and who you are is remarkable. You are a brave woman who hid her loneliness from the world, but your loneliness never defined you. Your pain never defined you. Your disappointments never defined you. Your strength did. Your courage did. Your heart did. And no matter how many times life tried to convince you otherwise, you have always been worthy of love, respect, appreciation, and happiness. Never forget that.